What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're creating a sketch illustration of Spider-Man 2099. Now I'm going to start today's lesson with this 0.7mm mechanical pencil and we'll lay out some guidelines to help with the symmetry and balance of our drawing. Let's start by sketching a line coming down the center of our page. So we're start from the very top in the middle. Just going to lightly work our way down towards the bottom. Now along the top, let's add another line going across from left to right. So we'll start with the left side and we'll stretch that out towards the right. Now you use these two lines to help us create a circle along the top of our page to define the size of the head. So from that center point, let's step up. I want to mark off the top of our circle, and then we'll take that same distance from the center down towards the bottom. Let's do the same thing across this horizontal line. So measuring out towards the left, and then the right side. Let's connect the center point of each mark with a curve to create our circle. So we're going to start with the top left. Just going to rough this in, and the circle doesn't have to be perfect. Just want to get the right size and placement along the top of our page. And go back and just smooth this out. Now let's add another guideline coming down the side of our circle. So we'll start on the left. Just going to bring this all the way down towards the bottom. And do the same thing on the right. Let's add one more guideline going across the bottom of our circle. Now with our circle and guidelines in place, let's start blocking out the main facial features. I'm going to start by adding that gap in between the eyes. From the center, let's step over toward the left, draw a straight line coming down. Now I want to take that same distance from the center over towards the right and do the same thing. Let's connect the bottom of that line to the outside of our circle with a straight angled line. And we'll do that on both sides. On the inside, I just want to curl up the brow, coming in and then up towards that center line. Now we're going to draw the outside of the eye. From the top of this angled line, step in, come down, and then bend that in towards that bottom line. Let's round out the bottom of the eye and just pull that up towards the inside point. Now from this eye line, we're going to step down, just mark off the edge of the nose with a straight line going all the way across from left to right. Now we're going to take that same distance and draw another line across the bottom of the chin. Now you want to add some shape to the outside of the head. Let's start from this point, angle this down and then in towards the jaw. Angle this down and then in towards the chin. Now that we have the basic shape of the head, let's go and add that detail around the eyes. We're going to start from the bottom, curve this out, and then bend that up towards the top of the head. Let's go over towards the right and do the same thing, just pulling that up towards the same height. Let's go down to this point, pull this up and in, bend this out and then down. Let's go back to the inside, add another curl, going up and in, just below the top of the head, bend this out and then down towards the side. Now along the bottom of the eyes, I'm going to curve this down and then in towards the center. Let's leave a gap in the center, go over towards the left, bend this around and then in towards the chin, and then we'll do the same thing on the right. And then from the bottom, I'm just going to taper this so it gets wider as it comes back up towards the top. Let's close off the bottom of the trim. We're going to step down, bend this out, and then up towards the side of the head. Now I'm just going to roughen the neck and the shoulders. From the jaw, let's step in, angle the neck, coming down and then out towards that bottom corner. And I'm going to step up, slope the shoulders, coming down and then out towards the bottom. Now we're going to go back and clean up our drawing by erasing these guidelines. Now we want to use this rough sketch as a guide to help us add some more detail and refine the shape. Let's start with the inside of the eyes. We're going to start with the brow, bring this in and then up. Let's add another fold in between. Just work our way along the side, coming down the side of the nose. And we'll work our way across the bottom of the brow. Just give it a little bit more shape, so we'll bend this up and then bend that out. Now I'm just going to blend this in towards that trim underneath the eyes, and then bend that up. A little bit more shape to the outside of the head, coming down towards the jaw. Just going to round out the jaw and pull that in towards the chin. Now I want to go back and clean up our drawing one final time before we add some more detail and shading. And now we're going to go in and start darkening up our contrast. Just working around the contours of the eye. And we'll continue to add a little bit more detail as we go. So adding a little bit of a bevel on the outside of the eye. Once we finish tracing out all the contours, it's time to add the shading. I'm going to use the flat edge of my pencil to add some shadows along the outside. So starting underneath the jawline, I'm going to step in. It's going to leave a little bit of a highlight along the bottom edge. Along the outside, darken up the inside, and then fade that in. So you get a little bit of a highlight along the outside edge of the head. And we'll just blend that down towards the chin. Let's darken up the cheekbones, and then blend that down. We'll do the same thing on the right, just stepping in from the side of the jaw, coming in towards the chin, and we'll darken that up. Add some shadow across the nose, and then blend that down. Just do the same thing across the top of the head, Just adding a shadow along the inside and then fading that in. You want to create a little bit of a highlight circle along the top of the head. Now underneath the head in the center, we're going to add a curved shadow coming down and then in. Just round out the bottom and just bend that back up. So the light source is coming directly from the top of the head, coming down across the face. Just darken up the top of the shadow and then fade that down. You just want to blend in that shadow across the side of the neck. Adding some shadows across the base of the neck along the outside, going up towards the shoulders. I'm just going to add a light shadow across the bottom half of the head, starting from the nose, coming down. Now, as we begin to close out our drawing, I'll add a little bit of reflection across the outside trim of the mask and some more details across the body. And always be sure to sign our artwork, and that's pretty much it. There's a sketch illustration of Spider-Man 2099. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. If you did, please make sure you subscribe because I'm posting new lessons every single week. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. For just $1 a month, you'll gain instant access to exclusive members-only drawing tutorials, virtual art camps, and much, much more. Join our thriving community of passionate artists just like you and let your creativity soar. So just click that link in the description, and I'll see you in the club.